Hey guys, what's going on? I haven't made a video in a while, and bear with me because, like I've said in my previous video, I'm not really in the video making mood as of late, and I don't want to put out a video where I'm just like lackadaisical in my approach. So just bear with me, and I'll make them as they come. But I did promise you guys a video on the games that impressed me the most during E3. And the first game I actually want to talk about, it was brought up to me by one of my subscribers, Snake. He asked me about Rage, and I thought Rage was one of the most impressive games at E3. Not only did they not show some bullshit, trailer with CG animations or whatever, they showed real gameplay, and it looked better than anything else on the floor. The character movement was awesome, the graphics were unbelievable, the environments, the textures, all of it looked so good. I mean, it was just ridiculous. If you don't know, Rage is being developed by id Software, and they're a Bethesda company, so I mean they have a good background. I mean, obviously Fallout is amazing, and they also have another shooter coming out called Brink. So they have games established, and this new technology that id came up with for id 5 or id Software 5, their new engine is just ridiculous. It's very impressive. The enemies, supposedly they're gonna have dynamic AI to the point where enemies move differently. I mean, every game says that, so hopefully they'll actually deliver on that. We didn't get to see, throughout the course of the demo levels, we didn't see like a huge variety of enemies because they were fighting one specific faction, but I mean, if they can actually pull off what they were saying, they were talking some big game for that game. But judging by the way it looked, it was running at 60 frames per second and wasn't running at 30. Usually games that look that good are running at like 30 frames per second, and that's it, they're locked in there. That was running at 60 frames per second on an Xbox 360, and I was very impressed by that. And they've already specifically said that it runs better on PlayStation 3, just because of the fact that they can fit all of it on one Blu-ray disc. That game has already been confirmed to be a multi-disc game on Xbox 360. So we already know that's going to be a big game because it's going to be bigger than 9 gigabytes. And then the fact that they're saying that it's running smoother on PlayStation, I mean, it's good for me. But I mean, if it runs like that, if it even runs close to that, I mean, no one should be upset, whether you're on Xbox, PlayStation, PC, whatever. So I really think that they impressed me a lot just because of the fact that they didn't beat around the bush. They showed gameplay, and they're real gamers. Like they relate to us, and they were saying all the right things. And I really recommend you guys going and looking at the video. I'm gonna see if I can get a link for you guys. I should be able to get a link for you guys, no problem. But so check in the description. Maybe there's a link there. And I mean, it's a really impressive game. That's really all I can say. You guys really need to watch the video because it's a very good looking game, and it just looks like it runs so smooth that it couldn't possibly disappoint. But that's not coming out till 2011, so unfortunately we gotta wait. The other game that really caught my attention, more than all the other ones, is Medal of Honor. Medal of Honor, there's been a layer of, kind of like mist over it because no one's seen actual gameplay. We've seen these trailers, and you can never go off of a trailer, in my opinion. It just doesn't show off what the game is really capable of. They actually showed gameplay. They actually gave out a multiplayer demo for the PlayStation 3 and the PC. Unfortunately, the Xbox 360s has been delayed until next week. So you guys have to wait a little while, but I mean, if you're gonna get it, pre-order it right now and you can try it out. I'm not gonna spend $5 on pre-ordering a game that I know I'm not gonna buy, because I know for sure I'm not buying this game. But it did impress me that they had the balls to come out and say, "Hey, we have a demo. We have a multiplayer demo. Come play it." And I think that was really cool because a lot of developers, they don't really like to do that. They like to keep their product concealed, and they'll just show you little teasers, and then you get all excited about it, but you never get anything out of it. So I think that's really that was a good move on their part. It really impressed me. The other games that there's two more games that really stood out to me, and I don't want to say that this game necessarily impressed me yet, but the new Assassin's Creed game, Bloodlines I think it's called, just the fact that they announced the multiplayer a long time ago, but they showed off a trailer of the multiplayer and showed off some of the gameplay, and it just looks really fun. It looks really cool. I guess it pins you up in this open area, and you have other people. I guess you're a target, and you have a target, and you have to kill your target while you can't draw attention, obviously. So if you're gonna just run around free running, you're just gonna basically be putting up a red flag saying, "Hey, I'm an assassin. Come kill me. Whoever is hunting me." So I mean, I think that's pretty cool because it's a lot of thinking is what I'm taking from this, because not only do you have to hunt someone without them knowing that you're an assassin, but you also have to do it in a manner that won't give your position up to the person that's hunting you. So, I mean, I think that's amazing right there. I love that. And I think that's really cool. There's actually going to be a beta for PlayStation 3 only coming up pretty soon, and I'm hoping I can get into that because I just want to check that out. I'm not too sure if that's enough for me to buy it. I bought the first Assassin's Creed and I hated it. It was too repetitive. It was awful, and it ruined the whole idea of me being an assassin. And it was so bad actually. I didn't even play the second one because no matter how good people were saying it was, I just didn't play the second one. But maybe this will get me back on the horse, and maybe I can go kill some people again in a different way other than shooting at them or throwing a grenade at them. I mean, pulling out a concealed blade is just so much better, in my opinion. Just old school kicking it. So that game looked really impressive, and the other game that really just, you know, it stood out to me because of, again, the developer is just being ballsy with it and not really hiding anything about it. And that'd be Killzone 3. Killzone 3, and the reason why I'm saying Killzone 3 is it was the pre-alpha code. There was screen tear, there was pop-ins, there was everything going on. And it was 3D and all this stuff. They had all this new stuff that they barely put on the game, but they still showed it off. They still had it at the booth. They were still, you know, they were still going for it. And I was like, hell yeah, you know, that's what I like to see. Don't give me some smoke and mirrors, because that's the one thing as a gamer I can't stand that. I can't stand a developer that gives me smoke and mirrors, because it's just, I don't need that. Don't give me some, you know, some trailer with glorified graphics and then I buy the game and then it looks nothing like that. Halo. And yes, Halo is notorious for that. Like, Halo is the #1 game for doing that. But that's enough hating on Halo, because they actually had a very impressive E3, but they didn't really impress me that much. It's the same shit. In my opinion, I'm not really a Halo guy. So, and the other game that really impressed me, honestly, is Gears of War. Gears of War came out and they showed what everybody expected. It wasn't like anything was unexpected, but just the fact that the game looks like it's running solid. There's a little more color in the engine. They really just put some time and effort into this one, and I'm really impressed with it so far from what I've seen. It just looked really good. I mean, there's nothing in specific that looked better than any other games. It's Gears of War, but it's Gears of War. So, you know, it's kind of hard to argue with that. They look like they understand the formula, and they really just they're not going to shift from it. They're really smart as a developer. So, you know, big ups to Epic. They also have a new game mode, so Beast Mode, and that looks freaking cool. I wish, like I said, I wish it would come over to PlayStation, but that's never going to happen. And I'm sure a lot of Xbox guys are saying the same thing about Uncharted or Metal Gear Solid or something, but Gears of War looked very impressive also. And I mean, honestly, I'm just thinking about, there's a couple other games that were cool, but these games right here are the games that really impressed me. They really stood out, and I really feel that they just brought it. Like, everyone expected something from these games, and then they delivered on it. A lot of games at E3, which I'll get into in my next video, they didn't deliver on what I was expecting, because, like I said, developers talk a lot, and it's a little annoying. It's a little annoying for the most part. The last game that I would say that was kind of cool, and it wasn't a letdown, but Call of Duty Black Ops. Call of Duty Black Ops, it wasn't a letdown, but it wasn't good enough to be like, oh my god, this game was badass. I will say one thing though, the explosions, the graphics, and the particle effects in that game look better than any other Call of Duty game ever. When they started shooting off the rockets on the Hind when you stole it, it didn't look like Call of Duty anymore. There was destruction with the buildings, the explosions had giant mushroom clouds coming up, and the smoke it just looked great. So that really got me excited for Black Ops, but I'm not going to say it was one of the most impressive titles. It just deserves an honorable mentioning. Not to mention that nobody saw Twisted Metal coming. I didn't see Twisted Metal at all. And when Homeboy in the Sony press conference, they rolled up in an ice cream truck, I was just like, whoa! I was blown away by that. But you know, it's just like I said, I'm not a huge fan of trailers. I want to see some gameplay. So the games that I mentioned previously got on this video because they showed the gameplay. They weren't afraid to show it off, and it was very impressive. It didn't look too bad. So I'm gonna have a video coming up next. It's gonna be the games that disappointed me, and you guys just leave your comments. You guys know what to do. Just give me some feedback and let's talk about this. If I missed a game, let me know. Don't even hesitate to let me know that I missed the video or I missed a game that you thought was impressive, and I might even talk about that. So you guys take it easy. You guys know what to do.